Hello, everybody. So glad to be back with you again today. It is Thursday. Yes, we are back on our regular schedule, and we are here to run with scissors and have a good time with some paper and ink. Actually, just paper and dies this month. So glad to see all of you joining me out in the chat. Glad that you guys are there. I know we started the card making success summit, and that can be a whole lot of video watching. So I'm glad that you guys are here. So we can have a little bit of time with just us, and then we can go back to all that craziness that is the summit. Anyway, I am glad you all are here and you're in the chat. If you are new here, I've had some new subscribers over the last week or so. Please do pop in and say hello. Tell us where you're from. We are so happy to have you crafting with us today. Don't forget to give the video a like if you are enjoying today's content, so that the algorithm of YouTube knows what you like and can serve you up some more. Announcements. Hey, they are the same as last week. Of course, we're doing dies only. We're about halfway through the month with our dies only. Next week, we are going to be doing another sneak peek of Altenew dies. They have a standalone die release coming up on the 25th. And since our meeting will be on the 24th, you guys are going to get a little preview a day early of the of some of the dies that are coming out next week. So exciting. We're going to work with a couple of them. Let's see. So that will be next week, and then that will be the end of our dies only month. If you subscribe to my mailing list, and you know I'm always posting videos or replays and the technique videos and stuff over on my blog. So today's replay post will go live at 6 p.m. I do a PDF download of the project. So you'll see that link down in the discussion area. And you can pop over to the blog and grab the PDF. It's got full color pictures. It's got full instructions. It's got supply lists linked over to all the places where you can get the supplies. It's a great little resource to print out and keep for project inspiration. So that is over there. Along with that, of course, I do have my technique freebie, and that will get you subscribed to my mailing list. So if you just go over and grab the technique freebie, sign up for my mailing list, you'll get the freebie, and then you'll start getting emails about when I post on my blog and over here, and get all that good information. Of course, oh my gosh, there's so many sales going on. Scrapbook.com is doing another new sale this week. Scrapbookpal.com just started a sale on stencils, which you know I love stencils. So check those out. And yeah, tag me on Instagram when you are creating something that is inspired by something you see on the channel. I love to see how you're inspired by what it is that we do here. And I saw some good stuff from Cece recently, and always posting some great stuff. So thank you guys for posting out on Instagram and tagging me. I appreciate it. I always appreciate when you use my affiliate links to shop. Those are down below in the discussion area for all the products I'm using today. Even if you don't need those products, but you need to do some shopping, you definitely need to grab one of those affiliate links and head over there. It'll put a little cookie in your computer that says, hey, you're shopping with Nicole, and it'll give me a small commission, always at no additional cost to you. I appreciate it. I know every crafter appreciates it when you use affiliate links to shop. Of course, the tip jar is down below as well. If you'd like to send me a little love directly, a cup of coffee always goes a really long way in helping to create all of this content for you guys. So thank you so much for that. I do want to say hello to all of the new subscribers to my channel. Welcome. You guys have been a little uptick in subscribers because of the summit. So there we go. All right. So let's see. We've got all sorts of chatter going on in the chat here. We've got discussions about rain and the sunshine, and it's freezing here in Omaha. So there you go. Let's see, we've got talk about my video from the summit. So yeah, guys, don't forget the Summit is going on right now. If you have not joined in on the Card Maker Success Summit, it is a free event all weekend long. You can join it up until the very end. You get to watch the videos for 24 hours once they go live, unless you decide to purchase the VIP Access Pass, but you don't have to purchase that. You can still attend for free and watch the videos as you have time over the 24-hour period that they are available. And there's a group over on Facebook. We're doing lives over there. My video will go live for the free pass tomorrow afternoon at 5 p.m. US Eastern time. And then I will be online. I'll be live right after at 5:30 Eastern time on Facebook. Oh my gosh, so much going on. And then Saturday night, if you're a VIP, and you want to go to the VIP crop, there will be a VIP crop on Saturday night. I will be there as well for breakout sessions, question and answer, and that kind of stuff. So yay. Oh my gosh. So yeah, Cece, I'll be doing that all tomorrow. So if you haven't picked up your summit registration, you can do that. Go to NicoleWatt.com/cardsummit. There it is. It's at the top there. February Card Maker Summit, free event. NicoleWattCreates.com/cardsummit. Sign up for that. The free version at least will get you access to everything for 24 hours once it goes live. And everything is going live like on the hour. So like mine goes live tomorrow at 5, and then you'll be able to watch it Saturday until 5. Okay. So no matter where you are in the world, there will be some time during the day that you can watch everything. You just kind of need to go through them all. Okay. Oh, so much going on. Let's see. Anne is loving the Technique Library. You say that every weekend. Hey, Anne, go to the bottom of the Technique Library homepage and put in a review. I'd appreciate it. All right. Hey, today's project. Let's take a look at today's project. It is sparkly and fun. And I'm going to show you guys how to, what I learned here. So, you always want to put a sentiment over stuff, but it always looks like the stuff behind it is just like too busy. I figured out how to make it look not so busy. And it's like, oh, duh, why didn't I think of that before? So hopefully you have that, oh, duh moment, and you do that too. Okay, so this is today's project. We are using the Simple Nesting Flowers Layering Die Set. This one came out over a year ago. The All About You word die set, and a super classic, the Doodled Dots cover die. You may have missed this one. This has been out like forever and a day. This is a super old cover die, but I love it. All right. And we're going to use gradient cardstock in both the glitter papers and in the solids. And then I'm throwing in some shiny black paper, which is really nice. I'm going to give you a shine without, of course, having to emboss or anything on it. So I have like all sorts of scraps pulled out over here and everything. All this mess to create what we need to create. Okay, so we're going to start with the Doodle Dots cover die. Say that 5 times fast. Doodle Dots cover die, Doodle Dots cover die. And a piece of white cardstock. And when I'm doing my cover dies, of course, I'm always cutting my cardstock larger if I can. So that way it cuts it out exactly the right size. Because especially these, they have the cut around the edge, around the outside. So this one is pretty easy to do that way. You can put double-sided adhesive sheet on the back of this if you want. You can do all that good stuff. I've got my magic mat and my plates, so we can run this through my Gemini Junior. All right. And then we will address the flowers. I've got some already done up. Okay, so there's that. And some days I just don't like doing all the walking back and forth and whatever, so I did just pull out my mini blossom. I wasn't going to, but then I thought, we'll just do it that way. Okay, so this one makes a lot of a mess because all these little dots are going to come out. You can save these dots for shaker cards if you want, or you could just toss them. So just got to find a place to get it started. There we go. All right, so see, some of them are going to get stuck in there. It's like Braille. Let me just poke out the rest of these. Doo, doo, doo. I like doing the white on white for the background. This just gives it a nice texture without being too overbearing. So let's see. So Lisa wants to know about the Magic Mat. Okay, so the Magic Mat, especially like in the Gemini, replaces all of your extra layers. So you just use the 2 acrylic plates and then the Magic Mat. And the Magic Mat is really just a self-healing mat. And I don't know, it's better than cutting into the acrylic plates, because you know how once your acrylic plates get all the cuts in them, you know, like this, then you don't want to put your paper on it because you're going to get all those little cuts into your paper too. That always shows up on your paper. So the Magic Mat keeps that from happening. And it actually, in my opinion, it helps with intricate dies. I think it does a better job because your die can really like cut into the mat and cut through the paper. Sometimes you need an extra shim. It just depends on your machine. Shims are always machine dependent. So sometimes you need to have a shim. The Magic Mat works equally as well as a DIY mat. So like if you took like something like this is just a regular old self-healing mat that I have here, and cut it down to fit on your machine. That works equally as well. You can use the one from iCrafter. I like their Magic Mat. They call it the self-mending mat. Theirs works just as well. I think they're all great. So yes, it's a really great tool to have because, let me show you. So a lot of times previous to having this, your acrylic plates would warp, right? Well, my acrylic plates do not warp at all anymore. All right, so these are in perfect shape. And then they don't have any cuts in them or any dents or dings or anything in them. I will probably have these plates forever unless I do something stupid. And then this goes in between them. So that's my sandwich for my Gemini. And then of course your die goes, you know, you've got your paper and then your die goes on top of it and cuts right into the mat. So the mat, of course, is going to get cuts and things into it. Actually, I just washed this today, but you see it gets like paper and stuff stuck into it. So you just clean it by turning on some really hot water, and I run it under hot water. I let the paper get moistened up, and then I take a toothbrush and scrub out the little paper bits. And while it's doing that, it will help straighten out your Magic Mat, because sometimes it will bend and buckle. But if you put it under some really hot water and then just let it soak in a little bit, and then go ahead and flatten it down, see, it's totally flat again. I just did that today, as a matter of fact. So, and this will last you for a long time too. So I really do like the Magic Mat from scrapbook.com. And then there's the, where is my other one? This is the one from iCrafter. See, this one's dirty and bent and needs to be heated up. But again, I'll just run this under some super hot water. All of this paper scrap will come out of it, and I'll be able to flatten it just like my Magic Mat. They're both great. So with the iCrafter one, you're supporting the small business iCrafter. With the Magic Mat, it's a little bit less on the price spectrum, but it's from scrapbook.com. So either way, they both work great. There you go, Lisa. Was that everything and more than you wanted to know about the Magic Mat? The other thing I would say is the Magic Mat, you can get it in different sizes. So you might be able to find one for, say, you know, like a little mini blossom or a cuddle bug. Or if you have the, like the Sizzix, the Big Shot Plus that's wider and longer, they do have them in different sizes. So, all right, there we go. Okay, so Nancy says that I should save the little dots in here for tittles, for eyes. That's a lot of tittles. That's too funny. Okay, so this guy's just going to go right on the card base. It's perfection. Okay. Oh, so while I'm putting this on, does it work with the old Vagabond? I think so. You might want to do a quick Google search like Magic Mat plus Vagabond and see. But as long as you can like swap out different plates and stuff, I mean, I know you can use it with a Big Shot, and I don't know if the Vagabond is a style of Big Shot. I can't remember. But yeah, I think you can. You just have to figure out the sandwich for your particular cutting tool. It sounds really magical. You're so cute, Cece. All right, so I just glued that on. Super easy. All right, so Anne wanted to know about the flowers, so we're going to get to those next. Okay, so the flowers, she says, did I just do up whole pages of them? So here's what I did. I used, this is all from the gradient cardstock from Altenew. All right, so I've got some reds and greens and pinks. So we used, I got the cherry blossom, which look, I'm almost done with that. The cherry blossom gradient cardstock, the forest canopy glitter, and the pink brilliance glitter. Okay, so inside here, I always have, so I have even more in here. I have my scraps. I just keep them packaged in here, so it's all together. So yes, I could have just cut them out from the sheets. And of course, you know, these sheets are 3x6, so they're not very big. They're designed to go with the mini blossom. But what I did is I pulled out all of my scraps to use up first. So I just wasn't sure what I needed. So I cut up a whole bunch of extra, not quite knowing what it was that I was going to end up with. So like I cut up a whole bunch of like this size, but I wasn't sure what color I wanted and that kind of thing. So I've got like a pile of them here that we may or may not use. I do know that I need a bigger one for sure. So let's take a look at these guys. The nesting flowers, you can use them on their own, or you can obviously nest them together. And they're just these plain solid kind of blobby images. They're just like little doodles almost. So we definitely need, I need a big one for sure. But what I will do is kind of load up my plate here with as many as I can fit. So I've got these guys. And so basically you're just taking like different colors and textures. This is why I did the glitter paper too, because then you can just start creating different sandwiches for different looks. So you could do something like that. All right, so that's a really good one. And then of course I've got my leaves here that I've done up in some green. So let's pop another, what do I need? Oh, let's do small leaf and a medium leaf. All right, so that's enough to fit on that one. All right. And that'll do it for leaves because I have these other ones here that we can use. So I definitely wanted a big flower. And I don't think I need another one. Then we've got, oops. So if you don't know, the glitter paper from Altenew is pretty thick. And I should have used the shim with my mini blossom for that because it's a little thick. Ah, there you go. So Cece, Anne says, oh, you got it. She uses the magic mat with her Vagabond. Okay, so there we go. So yeah, sometimes the shim is necessary, especially with the thicker paper. I want to show you guys what happened. So this poor flower here, can you see? You can't see it. Maybe you can see it there. You see how it's bent? Oh, here, that's how you can see it. I overlapped two flowers accidentally and one cut into the other. So unfortunately it was on the back side. So this die should still work. Question mark? I don't know. Let's find out. So we're just going to go through and cut some flowers. And like I said, I don't know how many I really need because I already had a whole bunch done up. But they can be used for anything, right? So, oh, but what I do need, I know, is some of these little ones on glitter paper. And then maybe some of these little teeny tiny centers. That's always good. These pinks are great. So even though the pink Brilliance glitter paper doesn't actually coordinate, it does kind of, it does have some colors that are very similar. So like it's got a pink diamond and a rhodolite that actually go pretty well. So it all looks really good with the cherry blossom cardstock pack, which is great. Okay, so I think that'll get me enough of those. And then I wanted those for sure. I need to grab another couple. So this little tittle here, super cute. Need that for some centers. So let me grab that and that. And this is the rhodolite. It's gorgeous. I really love that purple. And again, let's see. So really this is just about getting some flowers cut out and then you get to have fun playing with them. Yeah, the die worked. So it just got a little love on the back of it. Whoops. Okay. So, and I know exactly how it happened too, because see, I didn't put anything down to keep all of those dies in place, but when you put the shim on top of it, you don't know what's going on underneath. So it's easy for that to shift accidentally. All right, so those should be good. If we need anything else along the way, of course, we can just die cut it as we go. Okay. So, and then I also used some of the gemstones too. So I'm like this crazy hoarder when it comes to glitter paper. Like you see this piece here, I will save this because I know that I can cut something small from this little piece. But otherwise, like if it's regular cardstock, I'm tossing it. Okay. So the last thing I need to die cut is the sentiment. And this is coming from the All About You word die set. And again, it's like, you know, hey, you, love you, etc. It's got the shadows. We're going to use just the insides, not the shadows. So I've got Miss You already set up on this piece. This is a piece of glossy black cardstock from, I originally got it from Tonic. I couldn't find it at scrapbook.com anymore, but I think I found it at a Cherry on Top, but it's just glossy black instead of plain black cardstock. It's super nice. Just adds a little bit of something without being too much. If you can't find glossy cardstock, you can make your own. You can heat emboss it. You can add some, you know, glossy accents and just paint it on over the top or whatever. So that works too. And then I've got some double-sided adhesive on the back. All right, so hey, let's talk about flower arranging. Okay, so let's see, we've got a cute little flower here. So these I just put like a little dollop in the center and then I offset my petals so that they don't look like they're just nesting. So yeah, Cece, I don't know what it is about hoarding small glitter pieces. They should just go in the trash. But I don't put them there. Oh, I know what I'm missing. This little one is really good to do in some plain colors too. So like just a plain center. I find that like if you start layering too much glitter together, then all of a sudden they're getting lost on each other. So by putting a plain one and then a glitter, kind of tones it down a little bit. And then I can put that in there and grab one of these guys. Use my sticky tool. There. Put that right on there. So I've got a cute little flower here. And let's see, let's see, I need another. Got that one. We'll use in one place, and then this one I'll use in another. I need another small one. Okay. Yep, I just forgot to do some of these little ones. So I like the way it looks. And I think, so Cece, I think it's because it costs more, right? Glitter paper is a little more expensive than regular cardstock. So I think, oh, I'm going to save it and use every square inch of it. We're funny. All right. So I had a couple little flowers going on here. I've got some leaves. Believe it or not, I only need 2 layered flowers. So like I did all this extra stuff. I can use them for another project, right? So I'm going to use my large flower here and maybe another medium-ish flower, like maybe this one. I don't need any of those. It's all extra. It's crazy. Okay, so I'm going to use my board here. Hey, so those of you at the summit, glassboards.com, is that what they're called? They're doing a 20% coupon. And I've been thinking about getting a glass board, but the craft glass board that they have does not have these reference rectangles in the center. So I'm going to reach out to them and see if they will do the white board with more prominent marks in the center like this, because that would be really handy. I'm thinking about switching from the black background to the white background, but I want to do it with a glass mat so that I don't have to worry about it getting discolored over time. So I'll keep you posted on that. All right, so here is my great discovery about layouts with flowers and words and such. Okay, so like if you were going to do a floral layout, so maybe we're working on a portraits card here, right? So say we wanted to do something like this, but we had like all of this extra stuff because we did layers on these flowers too, right? So let's say we had a double white layer and then like this and here, and then, you know, we did something crazy like this because we thought that's what we wanted, right? So, oh, I really love the way this whole arrangement is looking, but I want to put the words over it. All right. So I've got my word here and I'm thinking, oh, this will look great, right? So I'm going to put the U and the miss you on top, you know, like so. But all of a sudden what happens is you've got a lot of busy stuff going on back here, right? So when you put the U down, it gets a little lost, especially when it's not in the bag. So let's take a look at that. So if I had the U, you see how it's kind of like getting lost because it's got all this stuff behind it. that's what I wanted to try to fix. I was like, how do I put something on top, but yet not have it so busy, right? It's like if the Miss U was on top of this. Stick. Oh, it's not going to stick. You know, if it was like this, all of a sudden the Miss is like, it's really lost in here. It does not look good, all right? But watch what happens. When I figured out how to do this, I'm going to wipe out all this extra. We don't need all this extra stuff on top of those flowers, okay? We just need the idea of the flowers. So in the center, I'm going to do just plain, 2 plain flowers. Nothing, right? So I'm just going to put 2 plain flowers together like so. And then I'm going to add on another flower and then add on another flower. And here's my arrangement, right? You see this nice plain space in the center here? It's perfect for my sentiment. So look, do you see now how the mist just pops? Because it's just solid color behind it, right? It doesn't have to compete with layers of flower and all that kind of stuff. And then you don't even have to worry about like, how does it stick on here? Because it's got to like go over all these different layers, right? You don't have to stick it on top of a whole bunch of different layers. You're just sticking it on one layer. It's so easy, right? And then the U is going to go right in place as well on its own mostly solid background. And look at that, like it's so easy to read, but it looks like there's like really a lot of flowers behind it. You don't even miss that there's not different layers. It's really amazing. Okay, so I need to get my tittle out of here. The easiest way to do that is to pop that over, poke the tittle in place. Ta-da! You can always put a rhinestone there if you want. So Cece, she says, you're so smart. I looked and looked and looked and looked and looked at this and I said, I want to have flowers behind my words. How do I put flowers behind my words and not make it look like it's just too much? And then Lisa, the light bulb went on. I said, I just need to do more simple flowers in the background and I'm going to have it. And poof, there it was. So there it is. It's so easy. So easy. Okay, so now this can get popped up. You can put it flat on your card. However you want to add it on, you can add it on. And the great thing is, like, I built this on my mat, so I didn't even have to like worry about recreating it on my card. I built it on my mat here. I was able to glue it all down first. I have a whole little element here now that I can put down. And all I have to do is make sure that the Miss U is nice and square. And there it is. So stinking simple, right? And now I've got all these extra flowers that I can play with. We can do a whole nother card with them. All right. So we need to add in some leaves though. And of course I didn't like stick it down everywhere because I do need to fit in some leaves. This is kind of a big leaf. So I can stick some leaves back behind. And sometimes I put just a little bit on the front where I know it's going to go under. But you don't have to. So that, and I can do like another one up here. I don't know what happened to this leaf. It must have gotten eaten up or something when it went through the dye machine. All right, so if as long as I didn't put a whole bunch of glue around every edge, then there's room to lift and tuck. All right, and then we want to get a little leaf back here as well. And this one I did. Oh, there we go. Just something like that. Actually, I want to get, I think, a smaller leaf, which I do not have. Let's see. See, I've missed that before. There's a smaller leaf. That's good for the little. With this shim, a lot of times it likes to bend. You just have to bend it back. Lift and tuck, yes. Anne says she wishes she could do that with her body. Don't we all? So there. So that gives it like a little bit more movement. It's a little triangular now, which is a really great design principle. All right, so we can pop in some little accessories now. I've got these little flowers here, and this really is what is going to bring this to life. So let's do some zooming in. Oh. And instead of just putting rhinestones all over the place, we're going to put in some of these flowers as well. All right, so we've got those guys in there. And then I also have our gems from Picket Fence. This is the Day and Night gem mix. So it's silver and black. And we're going to use a whole bunch of the black ones. So the black is going to help bring in the black from the Miss You. Otherwise, it's just kind of plain, right? Even with the glitter on here, it's just kind of plain. So we can grab some of these guys and put them in the centers of our flowers. Why aren't you sticking? So those will go in the centers, and then we can just add in some other ones. I love these little teeny tiny ones. Sometimes they're a pain to use, but they are gorgeous. And just a little bit of bling, extra bling. I just got this tool. This is the We Are Memory Keeper. What do they call it? The pick and stick or something like that. I can't remember. And it works pretty well. So the paper piercer comes off, which is nice. So you can kind of move things around as you need. So I'm just trying to get these in place so I know where I want to put them in the end. And for the longest time, I was always just using my tweezers. And honestly, like, I think I do pretty well with the tweezers. But I've been wanting to have like a sticky kind of tool like this that works well. I've tried another one. It's okay. Sometimes it sticks, sometimes it doesn't. This one seems to be kind of the same. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And then once things get flipped over, they don't like to flip back. So maybe we just need like a vacuum, one that has like a little suction that sucks until you release. I don't know. All right, let's see, look at just these little extra dots of black will really make a huge difference. All right, so I'm going to use my Spellbinders glazing glue that I've put in a different container. The glazing glue, the tip on the glazing glue container is too wide for me, and I can't really control it as well as I would like. So I put it in this other container with the fine tip on it, and I like it a whole lot better. So, and I do really like the bent tweezers. I seem to have pretty good dexterity with them. So who knows, maybe I'll just keep going back to the tweezers. Glad to see I'm not alone, Sue. She says she's a tweezer gal as well. I really do just think that they work the best for me. Maybe it's because I've been using them for so long that I just don't have a problem with it. There. See? Super cute. I like the little, the black gems really do make a huge difference. And of course you can put one here instead of the tittle with the paper. You could always add in a gem there as well. So we could do that. Then you don't have to worry about trying to find it. There. So it's got a little bling, a little shine, and it's not too overbearing that way either. And you've got a little secret now about how you can do some flowers in the center with your words over it. So there it is. Quick, simple, done. You know, die cutting sometimes seems like it takes longer because you have to do all the die cutting, but I noticed that doing the cards this month, they seem to take less time overall because you're not having to wait for things to dry. You're not having to stamp over and over, or, you know, stamp and then die cut. We're just die cutting. It works really well. So there you go. Super easy card. And we've got all of these flowers left over, and we do have a few minutes before we hit the top of the hour. So we can always mess around with a few more layouts. We can do, let's look at a horizontal layout real quick. So I do have all of these flowers left. So if you wanted to do the same concept, so we want to have a clear space in the center for our word, you would want to do something kind of like that maybe. And then see, we don't have any more glittery pieces. You can even do a project where you don't have layers. Just because this is a layering stamp set doesn't mean that it has to layer, right? So we could do something simple like this. And then just have a word in the center. Maybe the only glitter you would have would be your glittery leaves, if you wanted to do that. All right, and then we could put a word in the middle. So we could do, where is it? Amazing. Just pop the word amazing right here. That would be great. Amazing you. Because I don't think we have an R in here. We don't have a you are amazing. It's just amazing you or hello you. It's all right. So we could do that. Let's do it real quick, shall we? All right. So I'm just going to do a plain white background. All right, so this I cut down to 4 by 5.5. All right, this, so because we already kind of have it in place, do I have a piece of, looking to see if I had a piece of press and seal. Let me pull out the press and seal. We don't need the whole thing. Press and seal should come in 5.5-inch widths, so that way you just have to pull off a 4.25 size piece. Okay, so press and seal, it's got the little tack on the one side and then not on the other. So because I already have this all down, we can pick it up with the press and seal. The glitter paper you have to rub on there a little bit. Ta-da! Right, so that didn't want to stick. The glitter paper just isn't going to stick as well. All right, but now we've got it flipped over. We can go ahead and put our glue directly on here. All right, so here's our piece. And we're just going to place that on. Haha. All right, so let's let that dry for a minute. I will cut out some of this. Amazing. It's going to do, we're going to do that. So some more of this glossy black. I really do like this glossy black paper. I don't use it very often. Obviously, I don't think you guys would even be like, remember the last time I used it. Oh yeah, CC. I know they don't have it overseas. Press and seal is like a United States thing. I don't know why. All right. Oh, so like Cece says that she uses mask film, so like masking paper. That would work, except can you see through it? Or is it white? All right, so that should be weird. All right, there we go. Aha, Paula says that she got some from Amazon UK. It took a while, but she got 2 boxes, and 2 boxes will last you a long time. Yep, certainly will. All right. So there we go. To paper backing. There we go. So there, I used up some of our scraps really quickly. Just a little bit of bling works well with the leaves on there for sure. And then of course we can add in some more gems. Pop this onto a card base. It's got a little bit of a border around it, so you could do like a pink border in the background if you want. All sorts of things with this one. Very cool. And there we go. And it's still 10 minutes to the top of the hour. That's pretty impressive. All right, so let's add in some gems. And I'm not even gonna put gems in the centers of the flowers because I think that will take away from the fact that they're just the plain shadow outlines, or, you know, blobby flowers, whatever you want to call them. They're not supposed to look detailed at all. but adding in some of the rhinestones will give just a little bit extra. Using, you know, using these tweezers reminds me of like using chopsticks. You're either good at it or you're not. You know what? I don't like this one here. That one needed to be like a smaller one. There. There. Oh, and then I need one on the right. Blobby flowers. So yeah, that's kind of how I feel about them. They're blobby flowers. They're funny. They're just doodled flowers, I guess is what I should call them. But there we go. There we go. So we can pop this on a So this cardstock color, this is called Azalea, and it's from Hero Arts. And I don't want to turn this over because it's maybe still drying a little bit. That finishes that off. Ta-da! Quick and sweet, right? And it used up all those extra little flower scraps that I had saved, like a couple over here. So there you go. So we'd have that one, and we'd have that one. Two different looks. Just a little bit of glitter over here, but the less detailed. This one's got a little bit more detail in it. Super, super cute. There we go. So I hope you guys enjoyed today and that you've been having fun with all of the dies that we've been using this month. Like I said, next week, you'll definitely want to tune in because I will be previewing some of the brand new dies from Altenew. They're really, really cool. Some of them I won't actually get to until I think April, but I'll show you what they look like, give you a preview of them, and then we'll be using some of them next week for sure. And we'll have a lot of fun with that. We're gonna mix some things together. Actually, one of the cards we're actually gonna pull out watercolors for. But everything else is just going to be die cut. So that'll be pretty neat. Anyway, guys, that's that. And don't forget, as we go into March, I do have it listed down below. The stamp set that we'll be using all month long is a Picket Fence stamp. It's really cool. It's a pair of Chuck Taylor shoes and tennis shoes. We'll have some fun with those. I've got some really, really great techniques, and I know you guys are going to love them. So I can't wait for next month either. Hey, don't forget to grab your reservation or your registration for the card summit that is going on now. And check me out tomorrow with the card summit. I'll be doing projects at 5 o'clock, and then I will be live streaming on the Card Summit Facebook group at 5:30 Eastern tomorrow. So I hope to see you guys there. If not, I will see you here next Thursday, running with scissors for our last die cut project. On the way out, of course, give me a thumbs up, a like on this video, and I will see you guys next week. All right, guys, have a great crafty weekend, and see you then. Bye.